Joshua's English Dictionary 7-Step Method.
Hello everyone, I'm Steven. Let's learn more English vocabulary by using our 7-step method. Today's word is... Let's begin. Step 1, pronunciation. Can you pronounce this word correctly? It's take. Step 2, word origin. The word take is derived from Old Norse taka, which means to touch, to seize, to lay hold of. So from the word origin, to touch, to seize, to lay hold of is the essential meaning of take. Step 3, definition. The modern usages of this word are: the word take has many meanings, a lot of meanings. It is used very frequently and has a wide range of applications. If you try to understand the meanings one by one, you will become confused. We recommend that you separate the meanings into the following two general categories. First category is the active sense, and the second is the passive sense. First, in the active sense, to lay hold of, to seize with the hands, to get into one's hold or possession, or to convey or move something. Example 1, he took the money from the cash register. Example 2, he took the bus to work this morning. Example 3, she took her children to the zoo on Friday. Next, the passive sense. To receive, to bear, to endure, to acknowledge, to accept. Example 1, he was taken by surprise when his boss asked to speak with him. Example 2, he took his friend's advice and decided to study for a master's degree. Example 3, he couldn't take the pain any longer and decided to go to the hospital. Note, understanding the two uses of take is a practical and easy way to first study this word. Now let's learn more about the word take in more detail. First meaning, in the active sense, to lay hold of, to seize with the hands, to get into one's hold or possession. Specifically, A, to obtain possession by force, to get the custody or control of, to capture, to seize, to make prisoner. As in, to take an army, a city, or a ship. Example, the captain ordered his troops to take no prisoners. B, to gain or secure the interest or affection of, to captivate, to engage, to interest, to charm. Example, don't let her charm take advantage of you. C, to make selection of, to choose, also to turn to have recourse to, as to take the road to the right. Example, I'll take the high road and you take the low road and I'll get to Scotland before you. D, to employ, to use, to occupy, hence, to demand, to require, as it takes so much cloth to make a coat. Example, this company always takes a long time to make decisions. E, to form a likeness of, to copy, to delineate, to picture, as to take a picture of a person. Example, do you mind if I take a picture of your dog? Picture, of course, is photo. F, to draw, to deduce, to derive. Example, I take it that you are from the FBI, so you are not here to talk about the weather. G, to assume, to adopt, to acquire, as a shape, to permit to oneself, to indulge or engage in, to yield to have or feel. Used in general senses, it's limited by a following complement in many idiomatic phrases, as to take a resolution. I take the liberty to say. Example, may I take the liberty to say that you are a beautiful woman. H, to lead, to conduct. Example, I took my child to school today. I, to carry, to convey, to deliver to another, to hand over, as he took the book to the bindery. Example, he took his shoes to the repair shop for new soles. J, to remove, to withdraw, to deduct. With from, as to take the breath from one, to take two from four. Example, the bank took the fee for additional checks directly from my account. Second meaning, in the passive sense, to receive, to bear, to endure, to acknowledge, to accept. Specifically, A, to accept as something offered, to receive, not to refuse or reject, to admit. Example, he took the money from his poor uncle in order to avoid offending him. B, to receive as something to be eaten or drunk, to partake of, to swallow, as to take food or wine. Example, he took a sip of the milk and immediately knew that it had turned. Note, turned in this sentence means the milk has gone bad. C, not to refuse or balk at, to undertake readily, to clear, as to take a hedge or fence. Example, he took the road less traveled and that has made all the difference. D, to bear without ill humor or resentment, to submit to tolerate, to endure, as to take a joke. Example, Tom is very thin-skinned and can't take a joke. E, to admit as something presented to the mind, not to dispute, to allow, to accept, to receive in thought. As to take a thing for granted. This I take to be man's motive, to take men for spies. Example, your point is well taken. F, to accept the word or offer of, to receive and accept, to bear, to submit to enter into agreement with. Used in the general senses. Example, we don't need a written contract, I'll take you at your word. Step 4, derive words or related words. Took, taken, taking, intake, mistake, overtake, painstaking, partake, take away, take out, give and take. There are many more. Step 5, word-forming elements and application examples. There are none. Take is one syllable. Step 6, collocation. A collocation is the natural connection of words. Take used as a verb. With a noun, care. Please take care of my dog while I'm away. With place. Exactly when did these events take place? Look. Take a look at what the fire did to my property. Step. We must take steps to prevent this from happening again. Advantage. I get the feeling that they are taking advantage of us. Action. We must be proactive and take some action to avoid losing our market share. Picture. Can you take a picture of me standing next to the monument? Break. Okay, everyone, let's take a break. Account. We need to take into account the opportunity cost of this project. Breath. He needed to take a breath and think about what he was doing. With an adjective, deep. Take a deep breath and jump into the water. With a verb, grant. Example 1. The genie took him on a magic carpet ride and granted him 3 wishes. We've taken God for granted. With an adverb, off. He decided to take some time off next week. Seriously. I cannot take him seriously. Easy. Take it easy and don't get so excited. Aback. I was taken aback by what she said about you. Note, taken aback means to be very surprised. A while. Take a while and think about it before you decide. Note, take a while means to take some time. Step 7, commonly used word pairings and phrases. Note, the word take is a word that native speakers frequently use, which has a wide range of meanings and practical phrases that you should try to learn. Learning these basic, commonly used phrases will help you master English more efficiently. You might feel a little overwhelmed at the beginning because there are so many meanings for just one simple vocabulary word. However, please don't give up, because if you work hard at this stage, your English skills will get better and closer to English spoken by native speakers. Take it. Take it easy on the way home. Take care. Take care of things while I'm away. Take on. We are too busy to take on another client. Take you. Can I take you to the senior prom? Note, senior prom means a formal dance for high school students held at the end of their senior year. It takes two to tango. Note, tango is a dance for two people, so this idiom means both parties have to work together and are equally responsible for what happens. Not take. I cannot take his incessant talking. Note, incessant means non-stop. It took us 3 months to finish that project. He took the last train home last night. Note, take the last train home means he took the last train to return home. You take. Did you take the car to the repair shop? Will take. He will take some time off to get treatment for his illness. Take a look. Take a look at this report when you have time. Take into account. Did you take into account the training costs? Take it easy. Take it easy. Everything will be all right. Took place in. What took place in the meeting after I left? Take a break. You're too tired, so take a break. Take you to. I'd love to take you to the opera next week. Take the time. Can you take the time to read the first draft of my novel? Take part in. I do not want to take part in any of your crazy schemes. Going to take. I heard he is going to take a 1-year sabbatical. Have to take. I have to take my kids to Disneyland this weekend. Gonna. I'm not gonna take this anymore. Take a look at. Take a look at last month's sales reports as soon as possible. Took a deep breath. He took a deep breath and jumped into the lake. Take care of it. I'll take care of it, so don't worry. Take care of you. Didn't he promise to take care of you after you stop working? Take a closer look. Can you take a closer look at my calculations? Take a long time. This word take is taking a long time because it has so many meanings. Take a step back. Take a step back. You're blocking the way. Taking a look at. The boss is taking a look at my report as we speak. It would take a miracle for this to work. You can take. Can you take me to the airport this weekend? Need to take. I need to take a vacation. Able to take. Are you able to take some time off from work? Willing to take. I'm willing to take a chance and hire him on a trial basis. Trying to take. I've been trying to take a day off from work, but we've just been too busy. Take along. First meaning. To bring something or someone on a trip or to a location. Example 1. We'll be going to the mountain cabin, so take along some warm clothes. Example 2. The man takes his dog along when he goes on his daily walk. Example 3. Don't forget to take your textbook along tonight because our study group will review chapters 1 to 3. Second meaning. To take another person to a particular location. Example. The captain told Jones to scout what's up ahead and to take along Murphy. Note, what's up ahead means what is in front of them. Take away. First meaning, to carry off something from its current location. Example 1. The dog catchers came and took away the stray dog that was frightening the children. Note, stray means to wander as from a direct course. So a dog that leaves his regular location. Example 2. The cops came and took away the homeless person's shelters in the city park. Second meaning, to bring someone to a place for excitement or romance. Example, Nancy asked Ron to take her away and live together on his ranch. Note, ranch means a large area of land where cattle or other animals are bred. Third meaning, to arrest and detain someone. Example, the Hong Kong police took the demonstrators away and locked them up in jail. Fourth meaning, to rescind someone's access to something as a form of punishment, to cut off. Example 1, he was charged with his second DUI, so the judge took away his driver's license. Note, DUI means driving under the influence. This could be alcohol or drugs. Example 2, my parents took away my smartphone because I was always checking SNS sites. Fifth meaning, take away, noun. The main point to remember from a lesson, presentation, etc. Example, the main takeaway from this meeting is that we must raise cash before the end of next month. Sixth meaning, as a noun. Food that is from a restaurant and picked up by the customer to be eaten elsewhere. Example, let's get some takeaway from the Thai restaurant. Take down. First meaning, to bring down, as from a high or higher place, to bring lower, as to humble the proud. Example 1, can you take the vase down from the top shelf of the bookcase? Example 2, the Democrats are obsessed with taking down Trump. Second meaning, to pull down, to raise a building, to dismantle or knock down a large object or structure. Example 1, the workmen are taking down the scaffolding around the new apartment building across the street. Note, scaffolding means a temporary structure outside of a building used by workmen. Example 2, they are taking down the abandoned house next to the school playground. Third meaning, to ruin someone's chances for success. Example, Trump wants to take down any Republican who doesn't support his belief that his re-election was stolen from him. Fourth meaning, to record, to write down, as to take down a man's words at the time he says them. Example, the police sergeant asked the arresting officer to take down the suspect's statement. Note, sergeant is a rank used in the armed forces and local police forces. Note, the arresting officer means the policeman who made the arrest. Take in. First meaning, to embrace, to comprehend. Example 1, the orphan was taken in by the loving family. Example 2, I tried to take in what the professor was saying, but it was over my head. Note, over my head is an idiom that means that someone's words are too difficult to comprehend. Second meaning, to draw up or gather in close compass, to furl as to take in a sail. Example, the wind has completely died down, so let's take in the sail. Third meaning, to fill up with water as a leaky vessel. Example, our boat is taking in water. We need to move fast and start to bail some out. Note, bail means to use a container to get rid of water. Fourth meaning, to cheat, to deceive. Example, he was taken in by the internet Nigerian prince scam. Note, Nigerian prince scam means a classic internet scam in which someone claims to be a prince and asks for money to help him get more money. Take off. First meaning, to remove something as clothing or something from a surface. Example 1, please take off your shoes before entering the tatami room. Example 2, I need to take off that sticky stuff from the carpet. Second meaning, to cut off. Example, use these scissors to gently take off the ripe fruit from the tree branch. Third meaning, to leave the surface, to begin flight. Example, what time is the plane taking off? Fourth meaning, to spend a period of time away from a usual occupation or activity. Example, I'm taking time off this weekend to go to the onsen. Fifth meaning, to withdraw, to call or draw away. Example, the infantrymen took off when they saw the tank brigade approach. Note, infantrymen means foot soldiers. Note, tank brigade means a large number of tanks. Note, in this sentence, tank means an armored fighting vehicle used in war. Sixth meaning, to imitate, to mimic. Example, the comedian did a funny takeoff of Michael Jackson's moonwalk dance. Take out. First meaning, to carry or move something to a different location. Example, can you take out these boxes of books and store them in the garage? Second meaning, to remove from within a place. Example, can you take the dog out for a walk? Third meaning, to remove someone or something from somewhere, to clear or cleanse from. Example 1, can you take out a few more blankets from the closet? It's going to get very cold tonight. Example 2, can you make sure that all the straight pins have been taken out of the altered suit? Example 3, can you take out this ink stain from my white shirt? Fourth meaning, to put an end to someone's life, to kill someone. This is informal slang. Example 1, we need to take out the informant before he testifies. Note, informant means someone who gives information to someone in authority. Example 2, the mob boss ordered his assassin to take out the politician who is investigating the gang's illegal activities. Note, mob in this case refers to an organized crime family. Note, assassin means one who kills or attempts to kill by surprise or secret assault. Fifth meaning, to destroy a critical system. Example, the storm took out all the electric power in the neighborhood. Sixth meaning, to escort, to give honorable or ceremonious attendance to. Example, may I have the honor of taking you out to our country club's formal dinner dance next month. Seventh meaning, to invite someone out for an event. Example, I'm planning to take my father out to see the Yankee game next week. Eighth meaning, to produce for oneself. Example, he was advised to take out a patent and trademark for his new product. Ninth meaning, to make a withdrawal from a bank account. Example, I need to go to the ATM and take out some cash for tonight. 10th meaning, to borrow something from a business or an institution. Example, with your membership plan, you can take out 3 video games for 1 week. 11th meaning, to take something out of one's paycheck to pay for some benefit. Example, your union dues will be taken out of your paycheck. 12th meaning, to block or neutralize a defensive attacker. This is from team sports. Example, the offensive guard took out the blitzing linebacker to protect the quarterback. Take over. First meaning, to deliver someone or something to another person and or place. Example 1, take these reports over to Bill in accounting. Example 2, can you take Billy to his saxophone lesson on your way to work? Second meaning, to shuttle or carry someone or something to another place. A noun or pronoun can be used between take and over. Example 1, we need to take the airport shuttle over to Terminal 3. Example 2, to get to the library, you can take the M2 bus down 5th Avenue over to 41st Street. Third meaning, to supplant or replace something. Example, it'll be interesting to see just when electric cars will take over gas vehicles. Fourth meaning, to assume control of a company or public office. Example 1, the newly elected president will take over after the vote is affirmed by the Congress. Example 2, I'll be taking over for Joe until he returns from his trip. Fifth meaning, to forcefully control something. Example, Terry completely took over the meeting and no one was able to share their ideas. Sixth meaning, to conquer a territory. Example, it appears that the Taliban will take over Afghanistan after the US pulls out its troops. Take up. First meaning, to lift, to raise. Example, the extreme right is being told to take up arms against the current government. Second meaning, to occupy or fill time. Example, dealing with customer complaints takes up most of my time at the call center. Third meaning, to assume, to adopt as one's own, to carry or manage. Example, he took up tennis after he met Doris. Fourth meaning, to comprise. Example, the Obama's presidency took up 8 years. Fifth meaning, to adopt for the purpose of assisting. To espouse the cause of. Example, he decided to take up the cause of global warming after the wildfire burned down his house. Sixth meaning, to collect something as money. Example, they are taking up a collection for the Red Cross. Take after. First meaning, to learn to follow, to imitate. Example, take after your older brother and study hard. Second meaning, to follow someone's career path. Example, he is taking after his brother and will enter Harvard in the fall. Third meaning, to resemble in appearance or manner, as the son takes after his father. Example 1, she takes after her father. She is very serious and never smiles. Example 2, the politician's son really takes after his old man. I could see him in public office in a few years. Note, old man is a common informal slang expression for father. Take on. First meaning, to become loaded or filled with someone or something, as a vessel. Example, the Titanic began taking on water after hitting the iceberg. Second meaning, to accept or undertake a task or responsibility. Example 1, he is going to take on the job of running the family business. Example 2, the engineer will take on the task of training the new employees in his department. Third meaning, to hire someone. Example, we need to take on more engineers as our business is growing rapidly. Fourth meaning, to compete against someone. Example, I want to get that open position in the Paris office, but I have to take on Pete, who has more experience and can speak French. Fifth meaning, to acquire certain characteristics over time. Example, he has started to take on the stereotypical mannerisms of an Ivy League professor. Take to. First meaning, to take or carry someone or something to another place. Example, can you take my goods to the market and see if you could sell any of them? Second meaning, to flee from a place. Example, the con artist needed to leave the town and quickly took to the highway all the way to the Canadian border. Third meaning, to make use of a public platform such as SNS. Example, following the Olympics closing ceremony, Tokyo citizens took to SNS to disparage the IOC. Fourth meaning, to begin doing something as a hobby or pastime. Example, Julia has recently taken to chess since she watched The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Fifth meaning, to apply oneself to be fond of, to become attached to. Example, he has recently taken to golf and plays several days each week. Sixth meaning, to develop an attraction for someone. Example, I think our new secretary has taken to you. Take back. First meaning, to cause someone to remember something from the past. Example, seeing the BLM protest takes me back to the anti-war protests of my student days. Note, BLM is an abbreviation of Black Lives Matter. Second meaning, to return something purchased for a replacement or refund. Example, I need to take back this Bluetooth mouse. It is for Apple computers and doesn't work on my PC. Third meaning, to retake ownership of something that had previously been given to someone else. Example, I need to take back the book I lent you because I need it for my research paper. Fourth meaning, to retract something that had been said. Example, political and legal analysts were very surprised when Congressman Jordan did not take back his statement about talking to the president on the day of the insurrection.